Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye, bye, bye. In a menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel. It's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm very appreciative. So thank you, gracias, all the good stuff, and happy Halloween. This is the Halloween edition. Look at Mas Feo in the back. Definitely Halloween. He looks like the fucked up Chomo version of Michael Myers. It's all bad. So there's rumors going around. Did South Park Mexican get out? Is South Park Mexican in board right now, getting out tomorrow or anytime soon? Well, I'm here to clear up all the controversy and all the questions because I did my homework on this one. So I've been seeing and I've been hearing for a long time that he was going to have a parole hearing on his weirdo case today, okay? Or at least today is the last day that he is eligible for that parole hearing unless they pushed it back. Now, I looked them up just to make sure because I seen a video put out by someone that said he was getting out tomorrow or he was getting out the next day or whatever the case may be. And whether this man gets out or doesn't, lock the doors, hide the kitties, right? Especially on a night like Halloween, right? We don't want to see no type of weird activities going on. But I'm here to tell you, this man is still incarcerated. This man has not even went to board unless he is in board right now. See, as far as his board hearing, he had a board hearing scheduled for sometime in October. Well, today is October 31st. So that means one thing and one thing only. This man is only eligible for that parole hearing today. Or it gets pushed 6 months to a year away. So do I think South Park Mexican is getting out tomorrow or today? No, absolutely not. What I think happened is a number of things that could have happened. One, either they decided for whatever reason to push the board hearing further down the road because maybe the paperwork wasn't right, the victim's impact statements, letters in his behalf, whatever. Or this man decided that he wasn't ready yet and asked for an extension. Now, in the state of Texas, it's different from California. In California, when you go before the board, usually you have a lawyer or you have a parole agent that gets all your paperwork together, gets all the victim impact statements together, gets all the people that are writing letters in your behalf together, and you present those along with whatever you're going to say to the board and let it lie, let the chips lie where they fall, okay? Now, in the state of California, if you do not admit guilt, if you do not show some type of remorse, if you have not programmed and showed how you are changing your ways and things that you've done while incarcerated, you will get no action. They usually hit you with the midterm. They got the 5, the 10, or the 15. Meaning, if you go to board and they decide maybe this guy's ready, but not today, they can hit you with the minimum, which is 5 years. That means in 5 years, you'll have to go back before the board for a parole hearing again. And depending upon what you've done in them 5 years, that's definitely going to impact what you got going on. Now, usually in the state of California, they'll hit you with the mid, which is 10. How do I know this? I had a cellie one time. First day in the cell, he's getting G'd up, getting ready. I'm thinking, damn, it ain't Saturday, bro. They don't have visiting today. I'm like, hey, bro, where you going? He's like, I'm going to parole. I've been down for almost 50 years. This OG was down, right? He takes off. I'm like, God, this motherfucker's getting out, bro. 50 years? Oh, yeah, shit, I'm going to have a new cellie. I'm already preparing for a new cellie, and I just got in the cell with this guy. He comes back about an hour or two later, right? Folds his clothes up, puts them back under his mattress, puts them back, hangs them up, whatever, grabs him an orange, I remember, starts peeling it, and it's almost yard time, and I kind of want to ask him, like, what happened, right? So when I get the courage, because this is an OG, man, you don't get in people's business, especially lifers. That's very detrimental to your safety in prison. But I'm like, fuck it, he's my cellie, it is what it is. I need to know what's going on in this house. So I'm like, hey, bro, whopping, right? Are you good? And he was like, oh, yeah, they shot me down 10. It's whatever. You want to go do some bar work on the yard? Absolutely. Enough said. That's all he had to tell me. I didn't ask him why. Didn't ask him how. He didn't even care. Just like they shot me the mid. Let's go. Now, when it comes to Texas, it's a whole different animal. A whole different system. So I can't sit here and tell you the ins and outs of exactly what's going to happen with SPM. But just like any board, They definitely want to see if you're a changed man. They want to see programs that you've participated in, ways that you change yourself, victim awareness. You know, we all know that SPM is in denial. He still claims to this day that he did not do these crimes that he's incarcerated for, convicted of. Whatever. Whether you choose to believe he's a chomo or not, that's totally up to you, right? I've read paperwork, I've seen things, I've seen the court case, and there is a slight possibility that they did railroad this guy. Anything's possible in life, right? But after really looking into it, there was more than just one accusation. There was a lot of things going on with this man that just don't seem right. Kind of like Little Dave, right? There's a lot of things behind the scenes that could quite possibly be true or not. One never knows, does one? When it comes to SPM, it's a little bit more trickier because the crimes he's accused of are the worst that you could ever be accused of. Now, this man's been down for over 24, 25 years. He's done his time. No, he has not been on the main line. He is, of course, in protective custody, protected away for the integrity of the institution, but for his own safety and security. Now, whether people choose to believe, oh, he's the homie, he's going to rock, people bow down to him. No one gives a fuck if he can rap good or not. If you got those type of charges, they're going to keep you up off the main line because you're not going to survive. And especially a system like Texas, where there's gang members that run the yards, you're not going to survive. I don't give a fuck who you think you are or how good you can rap. It just doesn't work out that way. So with all these rumors circulating, does he have a release date? I looked them up and I seen paperwork on it. And in fact, he did have a scheduled projected parole hearing for 10/2024. Now, it is 10/31 today. So that could only mean he's in board right now as I'm doing this video as we speak. And we'll find out tomorrow if he gets out or if he's got action or they prolonged it. I'm thinking they prolonged it. You know, usually they don't make you wait to Halloween the 31st to do this shit, but anything's possible in life, right? More than likely, this man, you know, for whatever reason, they extended it. They gave it an extension. Now, that could work in his benefit. If the state decided to extend it, that can mean they don't have their paperwork right on their part, and that they could be partial to showing him some love. Quite possible. If he asked or requested because he didn't have his shit together, that's a whole different look right there. But people have done it. You know, here's a perfect example. I had a homeboy, and I actually talked to Dubs about it too, and he kind of understood the same situation. He's seen it too. Had a homeboy that had been down for about 25 years and was going to board. He had his GED. He hadn't had a write-up in over 15 years. I mean, he was a functioning Northerner. He was still solid, but at the same time, he was kind of an OG, just never put in his work when he first got there, and nothing ever popped up with him. Like, he was good, in good standings, whatever. Didn't have a weird case, was in on a murder case, 2 murders, 2 second-degree murders, and he had got 25 to life. Now, the L in California usually means the elbow, but there are so many different laws and things changing that people are getting action, right, with all these new laws that are passing. But anyways, he was under the old school guidelines, so he had to go before a board. And there was a particular board member that was going to be on the board that day that was an asshole. Okay, this guy was known for shooting people down for any little infraction, for any little thing. He would look at you and shoot you down just based on appearance. That's just how he was. That's his get down. He felt you were a criminal. You weren't remorseful. You were better off where you were at. Right now, there are different types of board members. There are board members that will give you the benefit of the doubt. They'll work with you. They'll give you enough rope to hang yourself. They want to see what you got going on. And then there are those that ain't playing the bullshit. They see the flim-flam bullshit trickery right before their eyes, and they'll cancel you out. This ain't the first fucking rodeo, right? Well, this guy was not that type. He was the type to just no, no, no all the time. And people talk on the yard. You know, there's lifers. There's people that have to go to board hearings that are like, hey, bro, that dude will shoot you down quick. So the homeboy knew that this guy was going to be on that panel that day. And like I said, there's different board members, and he just caught that guy, and he was like, nah, I'll take the year, right? And so he took a year extension, meaning he said, hey, my paperwork's not right. I still want to do this class that I want to participate in. Can I get a year extension? They granted him the year extension, and all that was because he didn't want to go before that board member because he knew I'd rather take the year, the bala, than taking 5 because that guy would have shot him down at best case with 5 years. So sometimes you have to do what's in your best interest. Now, I know we're playing with years here. And people are like, God, a whole fucking year? Would you rather do 5? Because he was guaranteed the 5 if he would have sat down in that chair. So he manipulated and worked it out. And guess what? A year later, he was released. It worked out in his favor. So SPM can kind of be in the same boat. As far as all these people saying, oh, he's getting out, what makes you think he's getting out? Any evidence that they had was already shown in court. They're not going to use evidence or some new thing saying that he's innocent. If that was the case, it wouldn't even be up to a board decision whether he gets out or not. They would reissue the case, meaning he would get more action at a new case, refile, right? Obviously, he's tried that. He had an appeal. He went for his appeal. It didn't work out for him. He went for another one. It didn't work out for him. So quietly as it's kept, there's something there that we're not privy to seeing that is holding him back, right? Now, usually if it's a prosecutorial mishap or they fuck up, his lawyer fucked up or whoever, that's grounds for a mistrial or that's grounds for reopening the case and getting a new trial, right? There's been none of that. So whatever they have that says he did what he did, it's accurate, at least in the eye of the law, right? Again, man, I'm not here to say whether this man's a chomo or not. I know a lot of people give him a hard time and a lot of people say this and that, but truly, honestly, if you really think about it, and I'm not trying to protect no weirdo, who knows? Who knows, man? I'm privy to talk to some people behind the scenes. And I actually talked to a couple dudes a while back, about a month ago, man. And they were opening my eyes to some shit that I never knew about when it came to SPM. Shit that's not in paperwork, just these guys personally knew him personally. And knew the victim's family, knew some things that were going on behind the scenes, right? Even things as far as with SPM's family, his sister, and his people who took over his business at that time, right? I know he has his daughter running his business now, but at the time it was his sister. That's a fact. And how kind of his family and his people turned their back on him. Truth, right? I don't speak on things I don't know about that aren't facts. So I'm just going to put that out there. So it was kind of like throw away the key on this guy. No one wanted to help him. Now, whether if it's because they know that he's into some fucking weird shit and no one condones that, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't. That could have been a reason why people turned their back on him, obviously. Or it could have been a money grab. Like, hey, man, I'm in control of a powerful company now. This man's incarcerated, locked up. Let's leave him where he's at. Let him sit there and think about it. And we're going to go ahead and get this money on. You know, you just never know. Whatever. As far as him getting out tomorrow or any day soon, I don't think that's the case. I could be wrong. He could be released tomorrow. Maybe he does have the hearing today. But I know I looked it up this morning. And it said that he had a pending parole hearing as of 10/24, but nothing was happening. Okay? It did say that it could get an extension of up to 4 to 6 months or even a year is what I read in the paperwork, right? So for all the fans that are out there that believe, hey, SPM's coming home, he's going to take over the world, he's going to be the number one selling artist, you know, whether he is or isn't, that doesn't mean anything. Okay? At the end of the day, I'm here to tell you that he hasn't had his board hearing yet. There's been no decision made. And if he does get out, do I think he should go try to be the biggest selling rapper and all that? No. I think after 25 years, you want to get with your family, get with your children, rebuild your life, and get the fuck out of the way. You know, because there's people that believe what they believe regardless of what paperwork says, regardless of what the court says. There's people in his behalf, they're free SPM, that's what they believe. And then there's people that are like, get him, kill him, right? I don't think it'd be a safe situation for him to be touring and doing all this. And I don't think this man even has the mindset for that. A lot of people pillow talk. A lot of people talk while they're incarcerated, what they're going to do, what they're not going to do. And then when it becomes a reality, it never happens. It never materializes. I don't know how many times I've heard homeboys say, hey, bro, we're going to start a business. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then they're on the pipa 2 days later, smoking it, twirling it, right? That's usually what happens. You know, where they tell their lady, hey, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get money. I'm going to buy you a home. And the motherfuckers are on Section 8 struggling. You know, I've seen it all. So, was he released? No. He didn't even have a board hearing yet. You know, was he supposed to have a board hearing? That's the mystery. Because he was and is, But like I said, it's the last day of 10/2024, so I don't know what is going on at this point with SPM other than he's sitting down where he's been sitting down. It's in a protective custody cell in the TDC, right? The Texas Department of Corrections. Now, I talked to a couple of dudes from Texas just to kind of do my homework and get it right. And I asked them, because I hear a lot of rumors, and I'm like, hey, is SPM protected in there? Is there gang members that actually support SPM? You know, there was a lot of people saying, oh, the Tangos were looking out for him, or the Texas Syndicate or whatever was looking out for him. And according to these guys who are blasters, right, meaning they're blasted, so they're lasting, Tangos that I talked to, they said in no form or fashion does that guy get any respect or any love from any Tangos with a case like that. You know, and that seems right. You know, when you have a sexual deviant case, when you have any type of case that is with children like that, it's there's not a lot of people that want to be around those type of guys, no matter who the fuck you are. And that's just real. So anyways, man, to answer the question and to clear up any confusion on whether SPM is getting out this month, I doubt it. I think he either asked for an extension or they just didn't, the board for some reason, they just didn't give it to him. And that's a stick in his spoke. You know, things have changed now. But it is what it is, man. Really, at the end of the day, think about it. If this man is truly guilty of the crimes that he's guilty of, does he deserve to get out? Someone who's not self-admitted, someone who denies still to this day. So say he's guilty. Let's just take for instance, say he's guilty and he's still in denial. That means this man has not learned nothing, has not changed his ways, will get out and his own maniacal ways will get him caught up again. Because it's not something that these guys, it's not a one-time thing. It's a disease that these guys have embedded in their brain, right? Now, if he is truly innocent and didn't do this, it's unfortunate that that man sat down for that long. And I respect someone who sticks to their guns. But I mean, usually in a case, and I've seen so many innocent guys get prosecuted, there's no doubt about that. But usually in a case, they, when you get an appeal, they kind of figure shit out, man. To see these people going in, you know, going over with a fine-tooth comb and finding nothing that can help this guy, there's more to meets the eye there. Anyways, I just wanted to put this video out to let everyone know that no, he has not went to board. No, he is not getting out tomorrow. If any other content creator says it, it's probably bullshit unless he is in board right now, this very moment. Again, I'm going to look it up. I got the current standings in the paperwork, meaning I could go right to the system and look it up and see if he's, what happened. And if he did, I'll be doing another video letting you know exactly what it is. But I highly doubt it. With that being said, whether you're a South Park Mexican fan or like me, you're not, right? It is what it is. You know, what's the big deal anyways? Whether this guy gets out or not. If he's innocent, man, pobrecito. If he's not, fuck you. That's just what it is. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly and honestly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. And with saying that, I say this. You know, just because he gets a board hearing, just because they give him action, everyone's entitled to that. Everybody's entitled to a board hearing if you've earned that. That doesn't necessarily mean you'll be let out, especially if you're in denial and still will not admit guilt. Because most of the time when you go to these board hearings, they want you to say you're guilty and you're remorseful. You'll never do it again. If you're claiming that, hey, I'm innocent, I never did this, then why the fuck would they give you action at getting out? That is to be proven in courts, not to the board. I'm just saying that's the way it goes. That's the way I've always seen it. And it is what it is, man. With that being said, the gun. Gracias.